Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Upswing Baseball. Today we're going to talk about the 2020 season. We're going to make some predictions on all the teams, the standings, what it's going to look like, and how the playoffs are going to go, who's going to win the World Series. I'm going to predict all those things, all the teams' records, and let's do it. So this is part one. In part two that I'll do later sometime, there'll be more individual awards, like individual players, who's going to win all the awards, like MVP, Cy Young, and all of that. And also, this video I'm filming in December of 2019, so it's still very, very early in the season, still a long ways away. A lot of the free agents haven't signed yet, so it's kind of hard to know how good teams will be. So the MLB will definitely look a lot different by the time the season comes around. So don't hate me if some of these projections blow up in my face, just don't get mad at me and say oh, that didn't age well. Yeah, probably a lot of these predictions won't be accurate, but don't roast me. I'm emotionally fragile. Please just take it easy on me. Just kidding. Roast me all you want. Just know I'm gonna roast back. So let's just do this. Welcome to Upswing Baseball, where we give you tips and drills to improve your baseball skills. So subscribe and hit the bell if you want to take your baseball skills to the next level. And let's just do this. So first, we're going to go through division by division, and we're going to go through each team, a little bit about them, what the record's going to be, and where they're going to place in their division. Today, we're going to start with the NL West and work our way back that way. So first of all, the Dodgers, I got them going 98-64. This one's easy. The Dodgers are going to win their division for the 10th year in a row or something. I don't know. They've dominated the division for as long as I can remember, but they're going to win it again, most likely. They're not losing a lot of free agents, and they got all the money to spend to get more guys to get even better. So, yeah, Dodgers are going to win the division next year. In second place, I got the Padres. They're going to be 84-78, I think. I think the Padres are going to take a big step forward next year. They got a lot of young guys coming up, and they've also made some moves. They just got Tommy Pham and Profar, and there's one other guy, I can't remember. But they've made a lot of moves, and they got a lot of young guys coming up. And I think they're just going to be really good. They're going to go from last to second. They're going to contend, but I don't think they're going to get quite there to the playoffs yet. All right, and then third place in the NL West is the D-backs. I think they're going to go 79-83. I think they're going to be pretty average again. They surprised everybody last year, being above 500 and in the playoff race after trading their two best players, Greinke and Goldie. But I think they're not going to be able to do that again next year. They're going to take a little step down. So a little under 500, but they'll still be decent. Next up, fourth place, I got the Giants. I think they'll go 73-89. And the Giants, oh man, how far they have fallen. They won the World Series in 2010, 2012, 2014, and since then they've kind of just been below average every year. I don't know what happened, but they just don't have enough on their roster to win right now. I looked at it and all they got is Brandon Belt, Johnny Cueto, Buster Posey, Brandon Crawford. That's pretty much it. A bunch of average, slightly above average guys. And then the rest are kind of just nobodies, never heard of. And then the last place, fifth place in the NL West, I got the Rockies. I think they're going to go 67-95. They just don't have pitching right now. Arenado can only carry you so far, and I think in 2020 he's only going to carry him to 67 wins. All right, moving on. Next up, we got the NL Central, and in the NL Central, I got first place the St. Louis Cardinals. I got them at 93-69. So the Cardinals underperformed in 2019. They have, if you look at their roster, they're freaking loaded. They got tons of great guys, but a lot of them underperformed in 2019, Matt Carpenter. Goldschmidt didn't do as good as he usually does, and a lot of other guys just didn't live up to their potential. So I think they'll definitely improve next year, winning the NL Central again. And then in second place, I got the Brewers going 88-74. I don't know how they keep doing this every year, being good. Their roster is good, not great, but they just keep rising above expectations. Even after last year when Christian Yelich got hurt, they went on a roll and kept winning. It was crazy. But yeah, they're losing Grandal next year. He already signed with the White Sox. But they'll still have Yelich, like I mentioned, MVP candidate, so I think they'll be good. They'll probably snag a wild card spot. We'll see. And then third place, I got the Cubs. Get ready for the record, 82-80. They had a meltdown at the end of 2019, and I do not think they're done melting down yet. I think they're probably gonna trade Chris Bryant, and then they already lost Cole Hamels in free agency. Then their other free agents include Castellanos and half of their bullpen, a bunch of their bullpen guys. So if they're gonna be good, they're gonna have to sign a lot of guys, get a lot of help to get back in contention. But I just think, they're gonna be an average team. And they should probably just start rebuilding so they can prepare to win another World Series in another 100 years. And then fourth place, I got the Reds. I got them at 79-83. Big, solid step up from 2019. I was really tempted to put them above the Cubs, but but I think people will get mad at me. So we're just going to leave them here right now in 4th. But I think they got a lot of talent on their roster. Like they got Aquino, Suarez, Votto, Bauer, Castillo, just to name a few of those guys. They also signed Moustakas, forgot about him. It's possible they could be in the wild card race, so we'll see. And then 5th place, we got the Pirates. I think they're going to just get whooped all year. I think I got them going 63 and 99. They just need to go to a full-out rebuild right now. Like, they don't have anybody on their roster. Like, they just need to commit, go all out instead of, like, keeping a few good players and, like, just wasting all that time. They just need to trade everybody, trade Polanco, Marte, and all those guys and just go into a full-out rebuild and get ready to contend in a couple years. All right, that's it for the NL Central. Next up, we got the NL East. And in the NL East, we got 1st place, the Atlanta Braves at 94 and 68. This division was really hard for me because there's like 4 really good teams: Braves, Phillies, Mets, and Nationals. Can't forget about the Nationals. They just won the World Series. But yeah, they're like all really good teams. Like it could go either way. Like Braves could easily end up in 4th place if things go wrong for them. So we'll see. But I got the Braves in 1st for right now. They're a really good team, and they won it last year. They got a lot of young guys that are only going to get better next year, like Acuna, Albies, Soroka. Like they're just going to get better. And in 2nd place, I got the Phillies at 88 and 74. Like I just got this feeling deep down about the Phillies. Like I'm not a Phillies fan or anything, but I just think this is their year that they're going to get over the hump a little bit, get into the playoffs. Can't really explain it, but they got a solid team, and I think this is just going to be their year. And in 3rd place, I got the defending World Series champions, the Nationals. A lot of people who don't really know baseball are going to get mad at this for me because they know the Nationals won the World Series, so they must be really good. But facts are they got really lucky. It was a miracle they won the World Series. And even if they had like their whole roster coming back, it would be really hard for them to get back to where they were. But they're not getting everyone back. They're losing a lot of guys. Rendon, Strasburg are their 2 biggest, but they're also losing Zimmerman, Dozier, Cabrera, Hudson, to name a few. Obviously, they could sign a lot of these guys back, but there's no way they're going to get all of them, especially Rendon and Strasburg. There's no way they're going to get both. That's just unrealistic, so they're going to take a step back and miss the playoffs. I know, I'm sorry. Oh, and the Mets, almost forgot about them. I think they're going to get 4th place. I got them at 83 and 79. Above 500, but I don't think they're ever going to be really good again. Like, I just can't see, like when I picture the Mets, I just can't see them in the playoffs. Like, I don't know. Unless they get somebody big in free agency, I think they're just going to stay average again. And then in 5th place, last but not least, we got the Marlins. Or, yeah, they are the least. But I got them at 59 and 103. The Marlins are getting there. They're making progress, but they're definitely nowhere close to being competitive yet. I actually think what's going to happen is, like, the Marlins are just going to suck for, like, for a while. And then after, like, the Nats, Mets, Phillies, and Braves, like, they're all battling each other right now, like, trying to get on top, but the Marlins are chilling at the bottom. But like in a couple years, like they're gonna be all bad, and the Marlins are gonna be like, now we're ready to play, and then they're gonna just like win the division. They're just gonna pop out of nowhere, get ready, calling it. But yeah, so that's all 3 divisions in the NL. We are halfway done. We're gonna move on to the AL, and like I said, we're gonna start with the AL West, reverse order. And in 1st place, I got the Astros. Once again, I got them going 103 and 59. All cheating aside, they still have a very talented roster. They got a lot of good guys. They're going to be top 3 teams in baseball again. They just, look at their roster, they're loaded. All cheating aside, like, put aside all that, they're still going to be really good. And then 2nd place, we got the A's. These guys are my dark horse pick, kind of. I got them at 90 and 72. Like, obviously, everybody knows they're a decent team, like a pretty good team. But I just got this feeling, kind of like the Phillies. They're just going to get over the hump this year, make a run into the playoffs, maybe go to the ALCS World Series. I don't know. I think they're just going to go crazy. They're going to be like the Nationals of 2020, I think. They got a lot of really good guys. Simeon, Chapman, Olsen, to name a few. And yeah, so watch out for them. All right, so 3rd place, we have the Angels. I just feel bad for Mike Trout at this point. Like, they're just wasting his career. Like, he's the only reason they're decent. They just can't put a good team around him. I don't know what it is. Like, I think this year they'll be better. They might get back to 500. I got them a little under 500, but they got Joe Madden coming in from the Cubs to coach, and they'll probably get some big free agents, a couple. I really think they're going to sign Garrett Cole, and maybe they'll get somebody else too, but they got a lot of work to do before they can get back to the playoffs. And then 4th place, I got the Rangers. Not really much to say about them. They might do something big in free agency, like a lot of people think they're going to sign Rendon because he's from Texas Rangers, you know. Oh yeah, I forgot to say their record. I got them at 75 and 87, but yeah, like their roster, I don't know, they got some solid pitching. They got some guys. They got Joey Gallo, but I think they're going to be pretty average this year, or actually a little below average, unless they sign someone big, and then they'll obviously vault up. And then 5th place, we got the Mariners at 65 and 97. It seemed like an eternity ago when they started off that big hot start. Like, I don't remember what it was, like 19 and 4 or something like that at the beginning of 2019. It was crazy. They've come a long way from that. They've come a long way down from that. They're just back to being horrible now, and 2020 isn't going to be any different from the rest of 2019. All right, next up, AL Central. We got 2 more divisions to go. In the AL Central, first place, Minnesota Twins at 95 and 67. So, first of all, the AL Central, it's the weakest division in baseball. There's just not a lot of good teams in there. Like last year, the Twins won 101 games, but then in the playoffs, they got steamrolled by the Yankees. They got swept. And like I said my power rankings for next season, and like I didn't list the Twins because they just play terrible teams. That's the only reason they won 100 games. And everybody's getting mad at me. Like, they have a good team. Like I told people I ranked them at number 11, like out of the whole league, but they're just not that good. They just play bad teams. That's why they won 101. And the division is going to be a little bit stronger next year. I think the White Sox are going to be better, so they're not going to win quite as many. But they're still going to win the division, go to the playoffs. They're going to be solid. And next up, second place, I already mentioned them, the White Sox. I got them going 87 and 75. So the White Sox are done rebuilding. They got everybody here ready to go. They're going to compete. They got lots of young talent and money to spend. So if they can get a couple more guys, they're going to be right up there with the best. Or not right up there, but they're getting there. And they just might be in the playoffs next October. We'll see. And then third place, we got the Indians. I got them 85 and 77. Things are not looking good for the Indians. They already traded Bauer. They might trade Lindor now. And if that happens, they're kind of screwed. They got a really good rotation, really good pitching. Like, I can't name the guys. Shane Bieber. They still got Corey Kluber, I think. I can't remember the other guys. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Clevenger. And yeah, other guys like that. They got a really good rotation, but everything else is not so good. So yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs next year. I'm sorry. And then in fourth and fifth place, I guess I can just put them together because they're basically equally horrible. We got the Royals and the Tigers. Royals at 60 and 102, and the Tigers 52 and 110. So yeah, they're both just going to suck again. They're not there yet. They're still rebuilding. And yeah, enough said about that. Whew. Okay, last division, AL East. And this is an easy one for me. First place, the Yankees. They're going to be the best team in baseball next year. They're going to go 107 and 55 is my prediction. And yeah, they're just the best team in baseball, hands down. The only reason they didn't have the best record last year was because of tons of injuries. Like, it's insane that they still won 100 games, even though they, they didn't have everybody healthy at the same time all year. And as much as I hate to say it, if they can keep everybody healthy all year next year in 2020, they might just win number 28. I don't know. Hate to say it. All right, then second place in the AL East, I got the Rays going 93 and 69. They're going to make it back to the playoffs. But I don't think they're going to make a run. I don't think they got enough talent on the roster. They already traded Tommy Pham, so I don't know what they're really doing. They'll definitely snag a wild card spot, but I don't see them going very far. Third in the AL East, we got the Red Sox going 89 and 73. So they're trying to unload the payroll right now, get under the luxury tax threshold. A lot of people think they're going to trade Mookie Betts, but really it could be anybody that they're paying a lot of money. So they're going to lose somebody. Nobody knows who for sure. But no matter who they lose, they're still going to be pretty good. It's pretty much impossible for them to do worse than they did last year. They way underperformed last year. I don't know what happened to them. So they're going to be better, but they're still going to miss out on the playoffs once again. In fourth place, I got the Blue Jays going 76 and 86. They got a lot of exciting young dudes like Vladdy Jr. and Bo Bichette, but they're not going to be quite there yet. And then fifth place, we got the Orioles. I got them going 40 and 122. Kind of kidding about the record, but not really. They're going to be really bad. If they're smart, they'll trade everybody good they got left, like Trey Mancini, and yeah, that's literally it. But if they do that, they'll probably be bad. They're in full rebuild mode, so they're going to be bad for at least a couple more years. So we'll get to make fun of them for a while more, and then they might surprise you. Whew. All right, so that's all 6 divisions. We're going to move on to the playoffs, how I think that's going to go. So in the NL, I got the Dodgers, number 1 seed, and then Braves, Cardinals, Brewers, Phillies. And I think the Phillies are going to beat the Brewers in the wild card game. So in the NLCS, we'll have the Dodgers and the Phillies, and then the Cardinals and the Braves. And I think the Dodgers and the Cardinals are going to win those series, so they'll face off in the NLCS. So and then we'll move over to the AL, where it's going to be the Yankees, Astros, Twins, Rays, and A's. I got the A's getting a little revenge on the Rays in the wild card game. So they'll face the Yankees in the ALDS, and the Astros and the Twins. And then I got the Yankees and the Astros winning those series again, so they'll play in the ALCS again too. So then for Cardinals versus Dodgers, I got the Cardinals winning. I got a feeling about them, and like the Dodgers always choke in the playoffs, so you got to make them lose somewhere. And then in the ALCS, I got the Yankees beating the Astros, get a little revenge there. So in the World Series, Yankees versus Cardinals. And as much as it pains me to say this, I hate the Yankees. Just like most of you guys, I have to say the Yankees are going to win number 28 next year. They're just due. They got a really good team. I don't see anybody beating them. So yeah, Yankees winning the World Series. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you agree and disagree with. And like I said in the beginning, there will be a part 2 to this video where I go more in depth to like individual players, who's going to win the awards, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, MVP, Cy Young, Manager of the Year, Rookie of the Year, all of that. So look out for that. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on that video when I make it. And check me out on Instagram if you have not already.